In Revelation 5, John describes a crescendo of worship for the Lamb after the Lamb has been declared worthy to open the scroll, to let God's plan go forward. Verse 8 starts with the 4 living creatures and the 24 elders. In verse 11, millions of angels join the new worship song, praising the Lamb, who is worthy of all the praises that had been given to him who sits on the throne. And now in verse 13, the circle is widened even further. Then I heard every creature in heaven and on earth, and under the earth, and on the sea, and all that is in them, saying, to him who sits on the throne and to the Lamb be praise and honor and glory and power forever and ever. Now, this is a vision. In actual fact, every creature on earth was not worshiping the Lamb. There were some who were fighting against the Lamb, fighting against his followers. John, in exile on the island of Patmos, knew that quite well. The 7 churches in Asia knew that all was not right in the world. But here, John is proclaiming a vision in which everyone is in agreement. This is the way things that ought to be. Who sits on the throne? It seems that John is reluctant to give him a name. It goes along with not saying directly that the Lamb is Jesus Christ. I'm not sure why John does this. Perhaps he does not want to say that the one on the throne is God, because that might imply that the Lamb is not. And it seems that John wants to give them equal praise here. The Lamb is worthy of worship just as much as him who sits on the throne. But perhaps we could view this from the perspective of someone in the first century Roman Empire. As far as most people in the empire were concerned, who is it who sits on the throne? Who is it who had power? That would be the emperor, Caesar. Perhaps John is making a contrast here by not using a name. The question for his readers is, who sits on the throne as far as you are concerned? John is saying it ought to be the one who is enthroned in heaven. But he's also saying we need to give equal honors to the Lamb, because it is only through the Lamb that we are even able to come to the throne in heaven. He is the one who can open the scroll for us so that we can be part of this story of the universe. All creation is in debt to the Lamb who was killed and yet lives again. As the book of Hebrews says, everything is sustained by him. He is the one who enables the story to have a happy ending instead of being a tragedy. We give him praise and honor and glory forever. Verse 14, the 4 living creatures said, Amen. And the elders fell down and worshiped. Everything in heaven and earth joins in the worship. Worship may be expressed in song, but worship is a lot more than singing a few songs on Sunday. Worship means giving him everything we've got, all our power, wealth, honor, praise, love, and allegiance. We fall down before him because we adore him, respect him, see him as supreme in wisdom and goodness and everything that's worth having. His wish is our command and our joy.